there's two ways that we integrate it actually. So we have people that come just, you know, specifically for burnout. They just need to reset. You know, some people are just need a holiday, but they also need some psychotherapy. And so we integrate it with those people. So we just use it in therapy. You know, we use it on a daily basis when we do therapy with people. And so we're introducing it like that. But from that, what stemmed from that is that we've actually created a taVNS 28-day program. So how that works is that people come, some people have actually heard of the technology already because it's quite popular now. You know, people are starting to understand it, and some people have no clue, so they ask us information about it. So what we do is we use it on a daily basis. So a client will come, they have their own device, we give them their own device and show them how to use it, and then so that they start their day. So when they wake up in the morning, they have a shower, they do their morning routine, and then they put the device in, and so they start their day on the meditation, which kind of helps set their nervous system. They go through the routines of the day, whatever activities that they've decided that they want to partake in. And we also do psychotherapy. And when the psychotherapy comes along, they also use the device then. So I say put it in 20 minutes before the session. And then we keep the device in for the session as well. And some people come with, you know, deep-seated trauma. Some people come with, you know, some stuff that they need to get off their chests. Mm-hmm. And so if things are, you know, become a little bit stressful, mm-hmm. or they become a little bit anxious, then we actually start to use the device within the session. Mm-hmm. Okay. And again, we teach the person to use it at sleep time as well. Mm-hmm. So they do the sleep mode 20 minutes before bed. And so getting into that routine every single day. So behavior change takes around 21 days, right? So when we do the 28-day program, we hope to achieve is that when they leave here after 28 days, it's just part of their routine. Yeah. So they go home, they do exactly the same thing when they go home. Yeah. And so then it becomes part of their day and their ritual, which so far has been fantastic. You know, the clients that have gone through the 28-day taVNS, you know, we get feedback every week. Still using the device, everything's going really well. So that's how we're integrating it there. Yeah. But again, with the clients that come in and they have no clue what it is, we actually say that we offer, for the main program, we mm-hmm. offer 3 psychotherapy sessions mm-hmm. a week, plus 1 taVNS session. Mm-hmm. But actually, when people come in and they actually understand what it is and they use it, we introduce it more and more. So, mm-hmm. so it's become quite an integral part of our process here. Mm-hmm. But not just in this business, mm-hmm. because we have the counselling centre as well. We use it in the counselling works mm-hmm. too. So it's literally that will be a client will come in for an hour's session, mm-hmm. and so we will, you know, depending on the client and what mm-hmm. they're coming in for, we will set up the device so that they begin. Okay. First 20 minutes of the session, they're running through the device.
I see. Yeah.
And that's works really well too.
Yeah. That is amazing kind of system you build actually. Yeah, that is our dream system we want to build with our customers. Okay. Yeah.
Because I work around the world as well, I have clients in many countries, so we mm-hmm. do Zoom. So again, there's different clients that are using devices in different countries. Yeah. So what we do is first 20 minutes of the session, they put mm-hmm. it in and they run. Okay. We've had a client with OCD and sleep disorder, which they've been to sleep clinics around the world. They've mm-hmm. tried many things, and mm-hmm. nothing has really helped. And you know, kicking and screaming. To be honest, they were kind of very. No, this isn't going to work. I've tried everything, and you know, the only thing that really worked for them was pharmaceuticals, which they didn't want to take, you know, long term. And so, you know, they bought the device. They mm-hmm. used it once and was like, no, it's not for me. Yeah. And then a couple of weeks later, they decided to pick it up and try again. And now mm-hmm. they've been using it for 6 weeks and they're sleeping really well. Yeah. You know, it's the first time that they've experienced the sleep quality that they have. Mm-hmm. And, you know, this client uses a an aura ring, so they really monitor everything, and so they're able to to actually see the data and the difference using a device. So that's been really fantastic as well. Yeah, so normally we're Zoom meetings, it's once a week. And so I have clients that we use the taVNS once a week. For ideally though, for psychotherapy, it's being able to use it more than once a week. Obviously with the 21-day behavior change, it's the more that you use it, the sooner it becomes part of a ritual, and sooner you see the benefits. So it's not just psychotherapy as well, because it's psychoeducation. So because I work with the polyvagal theory, so it's kind of joining the dots for people. So the taVNS has been really helpful with that, because it's like you show somebody a device, or people think that you're trying to sell them snake oil, right? Always a little bit of like, what, something else. But then when we're able to show the research, we're able to use it, and they see the benefit, and then we explain how the polyvagal theory is, and the autonomic nervous system, and how we're trying to create that sense of calm. They're actually able to feel that sense of calm using the device. Now some of my clients have never had that, literally never felt calm in their life, because every time they get anywhere close to it, the nervous system kicks them back out of it, because it's like, calm, what's this? That's danger. Because they're so used to living in fight or flight, or disassociation. So they've never really actually experienced calm for a long period of time. Even for 20 minutes with a device in, it's kind of like they're stuck in calm. They can't get out of it. So it's almost that disconnection from the brain of going, oh, hang on a minute, this doesn't feel.
What's going on?
I can't come out of calm right now, and that for me is a game changer. And even with the when you give the education, it's like with some clients where when there's deep-seated trauma or complex PTSD, it's like we give the education, they have the understanding, they have the awareness, but they still cannot reach it, right? Because they're so stuck, in that fight or flight. They're so stuck in it, they can't move. So this has been, the tool that's been able to help them find that calm and explore it, actually. Open it up. What does it feel like? Okay, it's not that scary. This is what normal people feel like.
You need to break the chain, right?
Yes. So that's why the 28-day program is a game changer, really, for that reason. Is you've got 21 days of every single day routine, that they're going to go away. Their nervous system is already, neuroplasticity, right? The brain is already changed to accept that, and so they go away continuing to use it. Thing about an environment like this, why this is, and I say this a lot, because if you go to see a counselor, a psychotherapist in the street, right? So you go to an office, you have an hour's session, the brain is only going to let you go so far, right? Because the brain's a powerful thing, right? It's trying to protect you. So in an hour or 15 minutes, you've got to walk back out and live life. The process is so much longer. Is that you go to therapy, you deal with some stuff, but then you have to kind of become safe again before you leave the room. Whereas here, you're in a therapy session 24 hours a day. It's that, because you're in a safe environment. So it's not just the session that you're having. You've then got the space without life, to process. So it's like, I say that one therapy session, 4 or 5 sessions, out in the community. We mix Western and Eastern philosophy and, and knowledge. So, the psychotherapy aspects, for instance, of course that comes from a Western field, and it comes from modality and, and education, right? So, and people kind of know that, they trust that, right? But then we've got the Eastern philosophy and the Eastern mix of, thousands of years of knowledge. You know, when we use the Balinese cleansing and the spirituality, they're talking psychotherapy. You know, they're talking the same language, but they're talking it from a spiritual aspect. So some people can kind of understand and trust the Western. You know, some people can understand and trust the Eastern. Right, but then when we bring them together, it's kind of like they get a bit from here and they get a bit from there, but they're getting the same messages. They're understanding the same things. And then what we do is we map it all out, and we you know, we kind of join the dots for people. So when you think about, right, okay, people say, right, you should do mindfulness meditation in the morning. You know, it's going to be good for you. People don't really understand why it's going to be good for you. They're just like, yeah, whatever. They might do it for a little bit, then start to forget or not bother. And then we bring in neuroscience. Now we can explain why mindfulness works. So that's the psychoeducation aspects, where we can now show evidence of, like, when you do this, you know, when you do meditation, this is what changes in the brain. Can't knock that. I can't say, oh no, that's mumbo jumbo, because it's evidence. For people, it's kind of almost a switch that gets lit up. It's like the difference between, oh yeah, people do mindfulness meditation, you know, that kind of thing, to, okay, now I get it and now I'm going to do it. We join the dots. You know, but what we also do is we get people to understand what's going on for them. You know, some people come in, you know, incredibly broken. You know, they know they need something. They don't have time. Right, so what they kind of need is, they need a holiday. Holiday's not enough, because they're going to still go back to work. You know, their busy lives and jobs, exhausted. You know, they've just kind of put a little break in that, or they go away. They also need a retreat or a place to recover in safety. You know, and they can't have both. So what we've created here is both. You know, there's so many aspects we have here. Is cultural trips, trekking on the volcano. You know, so we do a sunrise trek, or jeep tours, or shopping, or make silver. One of the things that our clients do is go out and make a silver ring or a necklace, you know, from scratch. Traditionally, you know, we're beating the silver on a log, you know, so it's not mass manufactured. Even the sarongs that we had earlier, you can make your own sarong. You can paint it. You know, and it's all of these things where people are using their hands. They're going out and they're doing it in traditional ways. So they're learning culture. You know, visiting villages, you know, that are still running in the traditional ways. So they're understanding a different culture. They're outside of their comfort zone, but they feel comfortable. If that makes sense. You know, because they haven't got all of that stuff going on anymore. You know, so I think that's kind of what we wanted to create here, and we have. So
it's kind of, you guys don't reject the modern technology, modern sounds. You mix them in a perfect way. Combine them.
Absolutely.
I think that is totally different from some centers. They want people to stay away from modern technology. From my perspective, that may not be some good way for most people, because for most people, they still want to stay connected with their real life. They also want to experience new things that can help them recover, reset. So I think that is an amazing point, or amazing things you make here.
Because the thing is, as well, is like you say, is with some places and some retreats, and they go all out with yoga, meditation, all the spiritual aspects, but then that's not real life, is it? You know, kind of going back home, you can't really integrate all of those things back in your busy lifestyle. So what we try and do is create that balance, and everything we do here, people can take away and
replicate back home, right?
So some things, they obviously, Balinese cleansing, they can't replicate. The essence of it. There's so many things. Once you decide to come, you don't have to worry about anything. So we arrange the visa, we do VIP entry, so they literally get met as soon as they get off the plane. They get brought through all the immigration and customs process. Everything is done. All the paperwork is done. They don't even have to lift a bag. So, and they get brought to the driver, you know, VIP, straight through. They don't queue. There's no queuing at customs or, you know, to get your passport stamped. It's all done for you, you know, and it's straight through. And then they get...
That is care.
Care. Exactly. It's like you get off the plane, you don't have to worry about a thing. Go straight to the driver and then straight here. And then, you know, as soon as they get here, they have we have their own private chef. So what do we look at? Diet, right? You know, so healthy is not healthy mind, healthy body, right? So we plan around that. You know, so they literally have a chef here waiting for them to plan their diet. You know, what is it you need? What are you here for? And again, it's not like, right, this is our program. You've got to follow it. It's like, what do you want? What do you need? So we do an assessment before someone comes. What is your goals for this? You know, and we create it all around them rather than them having to slot into what we do. Yeah, it kind of used with people in addictions. We also treat addiction. People in addiction, we have those 4 pillars. So it's vocation, connection, health, and recovery. Right. So recovery has to be it's important as the other 3. Because for people in recovery from addiction, right, it's so important that they, you know, the balance is trying to keep those pillars at 25% each, right? So if you put everything into work, into vocation, and what, you know, then, you know, your recovery goes down, your health goes down, your relationships go down, right? So it's, you know, being able to kind of create that balance. And when you start to notice, people think that going to the gym is so healthy, which it is, but if you're doing it constantly, 3 hours a day, and you know, then again, what's happened to the other 3 pillars? You know, because that becomes the one thing. And if someone's, say, in the gym for 3 hours a day and let the other 3 pillars lower, what happens if they have an injury? And suddenly they've got nothing else. You know, so they're vulnerable.
Exactly.
So, trying to keep that balance is essential. Well, you're already one step ahead, but the only thing is that, like you said before, the earpiece. You know, earpiece is great. You know, it fits really well. But a couple of clients I've had have struggled with it fitting. You know, because everybody's ears are different sizes, right? So it's difficult. You know, sometimes when it's not fitting that well, it can give you a zap or too much friction. But a client I've had that's had that issue has started using more gel, covering the whole piece in gel, and that's worked. So I think that part, the fitting part, is always going to be the most difficult part as well. That would be amazing. That would be fantastic. I've actually started to try and build a car mat myself, like a polyvagal car, you know, but it's so much to get it off the ground. It's just not going to happen for me. In psychotherapy itself, it's a game changer to be able to have, you know, access to all of your data, and then using the taVNS as well, so people can see in real time, right, my levels are up here, I've used this and they've dropped, I used it again and it's dropped even more. You know, it's like people need to see evidence, right? It's not that things aren't changing, but when people see evidence, I think that the change becomes even more so. Because then they see it in black and white. It's undeniable.
It's not the placebo effect anymore.
And then they're able to kind of, it gives even more reassurance, which creates even more calm. The opposite, anxiety, right? If someone is starting to feel anxious, you know, and they suffer with panic attacks, for instance, then what happens? You know, they build up into a panic attack because they're already feeling, oh my God, I'm going to have a panic attack. So they have one. This is the opposite. When they see the data, it's okay, I'm feeling quite calm. So I need to use it, you know, and I need to keep that routine going, because without it, you know, I know where I'm going to be.